Good morning, world. My name is Benjamin Sterling Cannon. I am the executive and artistic director of the Wilmington Ballet Academy of the Dance, and I am joined by some incredible people today. Firstly, my partner in crime and fellow alumnus of the Wilmington Ballet Academy of the Dance, our board president, our very own Michelle Obama, Miss Consuela Petty. What's happening, Miss Petty?
Good morning. I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with two of my favorite people.
Us. We're the two favorites, right?
You're my next favorite person, but they are my favorites.
I would have to agree with
So
I would have
I'm
to.
with you all the time. So I just get to see you all the time. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you.
Yes, and we talked on the phone for hours at a time, and it's good. Yeah, so let's bring some other folks in.
Yeah.
We are very honored and excited to have two phenomenal artists and humanitarians with us. Miss Ingrid Silva from the dance state of Harlem is right here on my right. Look at that smile, beautiful. And also Mr. Fernando Rego of the dance state of Harlem right here on my left.
Thank you.
Welcome to you both. They both have been here with us now for the second year for the Nutcracker, which we're going to just the second. Well, Ingrid's been here.
That's forever.
Ingrid has been with us since 2002, I think, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of.
And then she introduced us to Louis, and we're just excited. And we're gonna talk about the state of life and state of the arts. First of all, I want to get into some mental health. Right now, we know that the country is reeling from craziness all over the place, but specifically the arts are really being attacked, and specifically arts for people of color. So I want to know what you are all doing to keep yourselves sane and resilient through this time.
I mean, I think we are going through a crisis, environmental, life-wise, trying to, connect with people and your own self. It's been tough to have that happen, but I think without art, we wouldn't be able to survive.
Amen.
So going to work every day, dancing, doing what you love, being able to wake up and be grateful that you are in one piece. I can go to work and do what I do. I think that's really helping.
Mm-hmm.
But also we have to have a balance in life. You cannot just be doing one thing and love that so much. You always got to find that little escape. So going out, going to the park, journaling, cooking, eating, enjoying your friends, enjoying those little special things in life that we take for granted.
Yeah.
And it's a moment like this that they show when you're like, wow, I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
So I think I'm enjoying those little things in life.
Very good. I'm taking a page from that book as well. We get very busy and get bogged down in things, and that's a great reminder. What about you, Mr. Fernando Rego?
Hi, guys. So, yes. So recently I had a situation with my documentation. Everything is great right now. They call me extraordinary ability. That's my visa. Yes. So basically, you have to keep yourself focused. You have to hope that the best is gonna happen, and it will happen no matter what. What I think is like you have to don't let your faith go away, because the country right now, it's a, I would say, a storm. Everything is happening at the same time. Things are happening, coming forward, and then you have to be grounded. Otherwise, the storm is gonna take you.
Yeah.
And know your rights.
Yeah.
When you know your rights, nobody can take that from you.
Amen.
Nobody. If you are right, nobody can take that from you.
Yeah.
So
I want to thank you for reaffirming what I'm personally going through as well, as far as remembering my faith. I've been a practicing Buddhist for over 25 years, and when I get really busy, I forget the daily practices that are inherent in my faith. And I've had to, because of so many crazy things, really force myself to go back to my morning routines, my evening routines. So thank you for affirming that. It's very important. What about you, Ms. Weller? Because I know that you are, you're on the artistic side and you're on the business side.
I am too busy all the time, so I don't know what that looks like. I mean, it would be nice if I could carve in that time to be able to relax and find some downtime. But when you were responsible for multiple businesses and you're working and you're taking care of family and you're trying to take care of yourself and then making sure everything else runs, there is very little downtime.
Yeah,
for me.
I get it.
I mean, I grab it where I can, but it certainly is nothing like what I would love for it to be, or it's certainly nothing like it used to be.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
it is what it is.
I want to ask Ingrid, because Ingrid, I also know that you are a very, very busy artist and mother, and you have shared your motherhood with us. And I think it is so wonderfully empowering to see you doing all these things and share them with your daughter. Was that a conscious decision, or is it just like, I got this child, I don't have a babysitter, she's got to come, that's why she's always with me?
I feel
How are you
like
balancing all
it
that?
was a necessity, living abroad without your family sometimes make you make decisions in order for you to keep going with your goals, keep going with the things that you're doing. And I also often see that when people, like families, have kids, they turn into, oh my God, my life changed because now I have a kid. And I personally, I try to embrace differently. My life didn't change because I had a kid. The kid's life changed because now they have me. But not just that, it's important to embrace them in your journey, in what you do.
And you do that very well.
Yeah,
I mean, I was always happy when she comes to performances. Even when you post your videos on TikTok and Instagram and her interaction, walking around and putting on your shoes, she really does seem to really has kind of adjusted very well.
I feel like everything is just more organically. I let her play the role of being a kid. She also knows the side that I have a lot of other things to do, and sometimes I feel very guilty. This is something that mothers deal with all the time. I try to brush the guilt, but it's always there when we have to go on tour. I have to go to Brazil and work, and she haven't seen me, or she's like, Mommy, you're never here. Like, I never get to see you. And I think this is coming to a point now as she's getting closer to 5. That's really important to understand, because
Outside.
even though they don't have any idea of what you're doing, they know that you are working. And I always make this joke now. I'm like, well, you want a Barbie. That's what sometimes I'm not here. But I also want to make a conscious decision. Even when I'm not there, when I'm there, I'm fully there, because you're busy doing too much all the time. And I was looking at these interviews the other day, and one girl was like, I had to be part of my mom's life. So her mom was a singer, and she became a backup dancer of her mom. So then she would travel with her, which it's not what I want. Like, I don't want any of that proximity, but I need to always pay attention on how I make her being part of my job, but also she has to be a kid.
Right.
And I think this goes by an environment. You guys have a great space that allows me to bring her. I don't have that all the time. Like, I have that at where I work. I go pick her up at school. I bring her in. I put her down there near the piano, near my stuff. She's doing her own thing. Sometimes she's fall asleep. But there are places and other people who doesn't have that privilege. So I feel like every day I appreciate those little things because they make a huge difference. And it makes me safe as a mom, working, knowing that she's there.
Yeah, absolutely. Being from Brazil, both of you are from Brazil. Were there any cultural differences between the culture in Brazil and American life that surprised you, or just surprised you? Were there any differences? Louis?
Education. Education. I mean, I'm from, people usually say here, I grab a lot of Uber driver and we have a long conversation. Where you from? I'm from Brazil, man. But where? Rio. The favela. Yes, I'm from there. They call ghetto here. I'm from the ghetto. But the ghetto here is different from the ghetto in Brazil. And I mean, it is a hard, tough life in every ghetto. If you go, you can go to Europe, they have a ghetto. If you go to Brazil, they have a ghetto. But it's just like the education in America, the way you guys was able to improve and try to get help each other, like not giving up in life, build a house, go to school. You go to the school, you have everything there. I mean, basically you have sports is in the school. You have a possibility to go become a dancer, to become a teacher. In Brazil, sometimes we don't have that in school. I was one of the person that was like, you can see a bunch of documentaries that I had before. I quit school for 1 year because they were bullying me. the chairs was terrified. Teachers didn't want to work. They were making fun of my last name. Not only me, my colleagues as well. I went back to Brazil recently, and I saw my old friends, bunch of them. One become a lawyer, another one open a brand, another one has a store. But others, they got lost on the way.
Yeah.
They went for another direction. So I say the difference between America and Brazil is the education. Education here is expensive, but the public education, you can have a good knowledge. You can live there with a good knowledge and know what you want from life. Yeah. In Brazil, not sure. You have to spend money to go to a place where you feel like you can receive everything you want.
Wow. So how did both of you get involved in the classical arts, specifically ballet, coming from the favelas? I can never say it right? Because we're both from the hood as well, right? My family still lives in hood. Consuela's family is a little bit more.
I think that's the case for Ingrid.
Little bougie, little bougie. But no, seriously, because I have that same experience. I was speaking to Ingrid earlier before we started working today about, having a family that understands what you do when what you do is outside of their realm of understanding. So how did you guys figure or find classical ballet, and what made you want to study it and become dancers, coming from where you're from?
I feel like we both has come from the same place, like community social projects they implemented there. I think the difference, like in Brazil, I see it more now, those community social projects everywhere. Like when I first started, it was only 2 or 3. Now we have so many, which is great. But you always have to watch leadership and actually what they're doing with those kids and opportunities. So when I started, it was 1991 in Mangueira. And we had no shoes, no uniform. They provided everything. It wasn't like a dream or anything. And I was just like you, very energetic. And my mom is like, okay, enough. You got to find something to do or find all kinds of things to do. And like Luis said about sports, in some of those social projects or like parks where I was talking about Laura, they host soccer classes, gymnastics. And then so you can go to those to maybe find what you like. And so I started like that before ballet, actually. And then when ballet came, I was old enough to understand what it was, but I had no idea. Never been to a theater, never seen a dancer, or if I saw a dancer, definitely didn't look like me. And those were the things that I was like, wow, this is so interesting. Like what actually ballet is. And then taking those classes, learning a little bit more, I love to see like the challenge and where I was going as a person. I was like, wow, I'm learning a new language because ballet is in French.
Yes.
And then this school was connected to other schools. So we were able to venture ourselves and have different experiences with other places.
Now, when you were taking your ballet, how many classes a week were you taking? How many, how long was you studying for?
Well, in Brazil, they don't play. It's an everyday situation.
Can you say that again?
What?
They don't play, and it's a what? It's an everyday?
We try to
It's
get
every
it doing
day.
everyday thing.
Oh, my
We would have a
goodness.
conniption.
Oh,
No, you don't have the option. And Saturday and Sunday too. It's like you give half of your life and you are committed. I'm pretty sure this happened with Luis too.
I was doing. I remember as soon as I got approved to the municipal theater, it was only one class, a male class a day. And it's a huge school. I mean, great education, but was only one class a day. And I said, this is not enough. I was not even going to school because I need to dedicate my life to the ballet.
You wanted to take more than one class
Yeah.
a day?
And then I started taking gymnastic class for my flexibility. You can see I'm flexible. I got flexibility. And then I started taking another class. It was in another place in Rio, but I was going there every day, taking a male class, and then take a duet class, like partnership with the girl, and then running to the school again, staying there until 8, and then coming back home. That was like the whole day ballet.
That's a whole different level of commitment. that we
Well, the
don't see
difference too that here, kids go to school, and then they go to the dance studio after. Like in Brazil, you go to school. Then if you are part of different institutions, you take like 3 to 4 ballet classes a day
That's what I was doing.
before you go home.
Yeah,
That's what I was doing.
Studied. You went to school, but then when you went, we took 2-3 classes in
A
the
day.
evening. Yeah, there was no one class.
Yeah.
One class.
It was not
no
easy,
there was
easy
no-
time, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was no such thing. We had a different level of commitment that was required
Yeah.
when we were doing it.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't want to be a dancer, it was like you still have to take at least at a bare minimum. You want to be taking at least 4 classes.
If you think about like a lawyer, a doctor, how many books they read a year? You know, like
Yeah.
it's basically us. How many tech classes we take a year?
Yeah.
How many days we're working, not only like in front of the a choreographer, a director, but like how much time and effort you put it outside of that.
The difference,
as well.
either one of you, between the difference between technique and just dancing, and what's the difference for those that are trying to study dance or think that they're studying dance? Because I'm finding that a lot of people don't recognize that there's a difference between technique and there's a difference between performance dancing, and they are totally different. And one does not automatically get you into a company. So talk a little bit about that.
I mean, I feel like dance, it could be any kind of dance. It could be jazz. It could be social dancing at your house when you like the music that you play. It could be church dancing, This is called dance. Once you join a field, like a ballet field, that's called classical ballet, where you choose to learn a terminology who first require from you talent. You need to have something to work on. I feel that was a mindset that we had back in the day. Now, everybody has the possibility to join ballet, and if they work hard, knowing how hard it is for different people, they are able to be successful. But technique is something that you work for years.
Yeah.
Even now as professional dancers, we work every day, and it's never good enough. You can't get to sit in a chair and be like, oh, I'm the best person in the room.
But some people do that, and I don't like it. Cause I come from a place where I feel bad when I look at myself in the mirror. I look at myself and I was like, oh my God, why I dance? Because those ballet dancers from Bolshoi, they are fearless, and you see like they even have the same feeling because they don't look at themselves just because they have a great fit or whatever. They're like, oh, I'm the best. No, they keep in mind like, I have to work every day because I need to improve my technique and be the best. Doing my entire career, I'm not gonna sit down and chill. I'm gonna keep doing. And when I say I don't agree with that technique and talent, some people doesn't have a talent. You see a gorgeous ballerina dancing, but she doesn't give you that because that means technique. She had a great education. She could do the steps. She was a nice student, but where's the talent? When you combine, Mr. Gallo used to say that it's 0.5% talent, 0.5% education, and you combine those.
Yeah.
And then you can be a great dancer.
Yeah.
You understand that your talent's not gonna take you there.
Yeah.
What is gonna take you there is how much effort you put into your work every day, in class and outside of class,
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah.
In
We have this conversation all the time because we get folks who come to us who have who studied at other places, and there's nothing wrong with studying in other places other than the Wilmington Ballet, but that's where you should study if you're studying here in Wilmington, Delaware. But no, we get the technique, yeah. And we get students and parents who say, oh yeah, my daughter or my son has studied for 10 years, and then they come to one of our classes and sometimes they look as if this is their first time in class. I literally have had students who have never worked with a bar before, but yet they have been winning competitions and dancing for 10 and 20 years. So explain to us, either one of you, how important knowledge of what you're studying affects the outcome the results of what you're doing. Because we have a lot of parents who put their kids into things that they don't really know what it is, but it's really kind of like, oh, that they just need to go and do something. But something like dance, and specifically classical ballet, if you're not studying it correctly, it can be injurious as well. And if you don't have the correct foundation, then later on, if you decide to become a professional, then you are behind technically, and that won't help you to move forward. Does that make sense?
It does.
So talk about, I guess, so Louis, share with us again, you were saying about, we're talking about education and the importance of correct education in this industry and the field that we're all in.
So I have a lot of options. So Marianela Nunes is a principal dancer at the Royal Ballet in London. And if you see her, she didn't born with the gorgeous line that everybody wishes to have in life. She works for that, and you can see she's almost, I don't know her age, but probably around 50, and she's still dancing. But because she's doing Pilates, she's doing stretches every time.
There is no hope for me.
There is hope. Come on. Next year, I want to see you two performing as well at some point. Maybe in the show, like, I mean, that would be gorgeous. Just also the kids to look at you guys and be, oh, wow, they're
I
here.
will have to say we still got it.
Yeah.
We just don't. We just.
bet you do.
We just
Use that.
choose to not use it.
And yeah, I don't even like to watch it. I'm not even, I critique it way too much. So I can't enjoy ballet the way I would like to enjoy it. I'm always looking at somebody's feet or on their line or their face or their hands. So, yeah.
Oh my God, my feet. Don't you tell me that my feet was bad last time. I can put something there because I know I don't get the feet. Talking about that, I got rejected at school.
I'm
Yes.
glad you're saying this, Louis, because I do know this story that you were told that you would never be a prince and all of that stuff.
You guys made me a prince last time.
But also, I want you both to share what it's like for you specifically as African-American artists. African-American, you're not Brazilian artists. See, I don't even know where we are anymore.
I mean, if
It's too early.
Everything.
It's too early.
Everything is America.
People of color.
Yeah.
Because I do know that there are things where people say that our body types aren't the right type for ballet and our feet won't do this and blah, 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 blah. Tell us a little bit about if you've experienced any of that. And I know specifically you've had some people say that you couldn't do what you're doing.
So basically, the school that I was studying for 3 years in Brazil, the director, she looked at me and she said, I don't want you at my school. First, because you came from the ghetto, I had my hair, it was very I was a child from the ghetto. I would do stuff that was in the area, the community. So I was bleaching my hair a little blonde and everything. I was different. But I had a dream. I had I had something on me saying okay, maybe I should go follow this path. And then she said, and second, your feet is bad. Wow. No ballet dancer in my school gonna have those feet. And I did not understand that. So I was sitting outside and I let the director of the Projeto, that if you guys allow me to say, Projeto Vidançar, where I came from, what made me who I am today. She said, let me talk to her. Hey, give opportunity for this boy because I see something on his eyes and I see that he wants to dance. And recently, I was talking to Consuelo. I went back there to do my visa things. And then the new director, he looked at me and he said, so great, so glad that you are here. Just want you to know that I'm bringing Brazilians that are outside of Brazil to perform here at the Municipal Theater. And know that you are in my list. And I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wow. For me, it's an honor that all the job all the hard work, my fit is not great. I know that it's not great, but what can I do? I still working on it. I still doing my TheraBands every day. I buy things that it's going to help me improve my ballet technique and I make it happen.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the validation. All the years, you thought you won't become a ballet dancer. Now you were back in the place you got rejected. Yeah. And they invited you back to dance as a principal dancer.
Come on.
What is that?
Well, I'll just add this in, and I shared this recently. We had a film called About Face by Jennifer Lynn. It was featuring Georgina Pazgogan, who was a New York City Ballet soloist, the first Asian American soloist in New York City Ballet. And she and Phil Chan have done a phenomenal job at trying to abolish racial stereotypes in ballet. So there's a whole film that's going around the country. It won Best Documentary. But I'm saying all that to say is that I am the first African American director of the Wilmington Ballet. And our school has always been very inclusive, but it still feels, it still feels kind of strange because classical ballet is not something that has always embraced people of color. You know what I mean? And so I have that same thing of, now coming back to this institution, actually very much thanks to Consuela Petty, who grabbed me out of retirement and said, come on down here and do some things. But it does feel good to step into this place and now to be able to be a voice for other dancers of color. So that's a great thing, and I that resonates with me as well. But what about you, Ingrid? Did you have any of those distractors or detractors about your body or your look, or did anybody tell you that you couldn't do this? I mean, because you're like one of the most famous black ballerinas in the world now, and you do so many more things. Have you had any challenges?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And even though it's all famous and all of that now, it was a lot of work, and it still are every day.
Yeah.
I feel like people that I meet now, in general, are just very starstruck by what it looks now.
Yeah.
But before it gets to now, it was rough.
Yeah.
And sometimes still are.
Yeah.
But I'm very proud of the path. And I think when you talk about our body shapes and our figure in dance, it's already hard enough to become something where we come from. And when you choose an elite art form, which is predominantly white, it's like, are you really going to make it?
Yeah.
Like, is this really for you?
Yeah.
Well, your critiquing is different. Everything, the feedback that you get is not the same. It's a little bit more condescending.
But can I say something? It's not the same, but I may be the same. I remember when I was stepping Bolshoi, as you said,
There's not
white.
a whole lot of us.
It was white.
Up in here.
No, it was white.
Yeah.
It was white. It was like, I said, I'm black.
Yeah.
That's the way I dance. That's my hair. Nobody's gonna make me cut.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna make me cut. I got accepted here because you like something on me, so you're gonna like me fully how I am. I'm not gonna change my own skin to stay at that school. And that's what happened. They were like, I feel like they learned from me as well. They never.
It's great for you because, see, you're younger, you're a different generation from our generation.
I was going to say that, but I love that he was able to stand up for himself because the
100%.
I was
culture
not
of
afraid.
dance
Yes.
doesn't even let you speak.
No.
But
And
my
when
question-
you do, like
My
he
question
said,
is
he needs
why
to
you
know
guys
how?
were not able to talk that before?
Because there were no space for that. If
But
you
why
if
was
you
not-
get in a room,
But
so
you
like,
created a space.
let's say the school that you went to, that's the same one that I went, and we're not going to talk about the name. I prefer not to. But when I went there, I was the only dark-skinned girl. We're not even talking about peanut butter. Because peanut butter,
Is
you can fit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Because there's also the colorism. But when I went there, the first thing they would say is like, oh, your body, that's not going to work for us. You have a little butt. And if you don't put that in, we're not going to correct you. And then after that, she was like, so how are you going to do your hair? I was like, well, I'm going to do my hair how I learn. Well, it doesn't look like this.
Yeah. No
And
braids.
I auditioned for this place twice. The first time, if you look at the photos, I was as skinny as whatever, this little thing here. There were nowhere for me to go. And then the first time they were like, well, you are older now because you were supposed to get there in a certain age. And then the second time they were like, well, now we like it, but we're going to have to skip your level because of the age. And I was like, okay, technique probably was there. They liked it and it was fine. And then I got a very rough teacher.
Those ones are the best.
Which
I am
she
wrong.
was great, but she was very traumatic because in her life, she didn't become what she wanted.
One thing I really want us to try to figure out or have a conversation about is, and something Consuela and I talk about all the time, is how do we educate our community so that they will come and support classical ballet, even though it has a history of being traditionally European and mainly not with colored people. Like even the lay person, how do we let them know that yes, this is something you should be a part of? Like, what do you think? How do we go about that? We have this conversation.
I feel like you already started, which is great. You have people like us on stage showing to this new audience and the future kids who are watching, who eventually is going to become your donors, that this is a space for them too. I think what we need to do more now, it's having the adults be more open-minded, come to the studio more often like you guys do, bringing their friends.
Yes.
Like we had with them last year, having those events where they really get to know who we are, so they know what they're investing on.
Yeah.
But you guys are pretty great to do this. I think people in general just have to come out and support. Tickets are very accessible.
Yeah.
We're going to have the Nutcracker at the end of the year. We're going to be performing. Come see yourself on stage or your kid.
Yeah. I agree. Would you want to say anything, Louis?
I would say like, I mean, I agree with Ingrid, what she said, everything, but I believe it's also very nice. Like, if you can, sometimes people, they don't have a possibility to walk inside of the theater. I don't know, maybe it's their clothes, they are shy of something, or maybe they don't feel comfortable around. So you bring the art to them. You bring to them. Take one ballerina. Madsen was a great ballerina you guys have. Put her in a beautiful tutu. Put her to dance there. Wear the shirt. And let people know that you guys are going to be performing. You guys are going to be dancing. Look at them in the eyes and say like, I hope to see you there. And they will.
Well, I mean, pardon me, I am so grateful, and we are so grateful to have you as friends and as colleagues. We are very excited to present the Wilmington Ballet's The Nutcracker at the Playhouse Theater on December 12th through the 14th. You can go to wilmingtonballet.org, and there's a direct link to the tickets there. You will see these phenomenal artists on stage, along with our brand new conductor this year. We have a brand new conductor, Jose Miguel Dominguez, who is the first Hispanic conductor ever in the history of our Wilmington Ballet. We're very excited. We hope that you all will come and also check out our class.
Our diverse
and inclusive Nutcracker. We're not afraid of those
not the
words.
boring, typical Nutcracker.
Yes.
Come out and have an experience. Don't look at the one that you see on TV and think that it's ours, because it is not.
Yes.
Ours is very different, and you will love it. And we bring a different energy and inclusiveness that you will not see at anybody else's production with a live orchestra.
And we want to first of all, Mr. Fred Reed and Mr. Tim Fontaine, who are in the background making all of this work. They are phenomenal artists and advocates for art themselves. And we thank them for having us here at the space. And we hope to see you at the theater soon.
Come on.